What is up everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we have to continue the conversation about Square Enix because they are literally cleaning house like there's no tomorrow. They are purging the activists from their company and it's happening, guys. It's literally happening. We have the receipts and this is crazy. So let's start with this one here. Narrative designer from Square Enix, previously Life is Strange, terminated, part of an organization also called Limit Break Mentorship, lobbying agency for marginalized people in video games, intending to replace cis-het white men. That's right, this agency was basically lobbying to add more queer people to the industry based on their sexuality and not based on their skills. Effectively, they have to replace because of representation. So it's not about the ability or the skill or the talent of the individual. It's all about representation in the gaming developers, right? So wait a second. So that doesn't make any sense. Why would you have people in your company who only care about representation and they don't care about the actual talent of the individual making the game for then to sell it to the public? Like, it's common sense, right? You would not want to do this. Well, Square Enix was harboring these people and now they are gone. Let's check more stuff, guys. This channel, The Reunion, has shown the receipts and it's crazy. Let's go from the top because there's a lot here. So let's start with this one. John Heineke, the chief publishing officer and head of the Western branch of Square Enix, has officially resigned. In a few weeks ago or months ago, he even said he responded piss off to concerns about woke ideology in video games. This actually happened, okay? This literally happened when he said to someone piss off because someone told him when AAA start pushing agendas gamers don't want to see, they pay for it but by not buying the game. Pretty much obvious, right? If you don't like an agenda that a company is pushing, you just ignore the product. Fired the long-term failing CEO and the staff that embraced the woke ideology. And this person, John Heineke, said, Asif, piss off, right? Crazy stuff. And now Asif has resigned. Sorry, John Heineke has resigned. We have more stuff. Look at this one. This is an update. Square Enix's director, Tracy Fullerton, LinkedIn no longer exists and her Facebook profile has either been hidden or deleted. While this does not confirm her resignation from Square Enix, it is something to share. She is still listed on Square Enix's website, but this person again has been basically removed. She hid her profile, she kind of nuked her profile. She's still here, but that could disappear very, very quickly. So again, something to consider. We have more stuff, more people. We have this one here. Marketing manager working on Dragon Quest III HD Remaster has been laid off as well. This one is Nirale Motha, marketing manager at Square Enix, has been laid off. She worked on Dragon Quest HD Remaster 3, which included body type A and B, right? Because they don't like male and female, because for them, if you say to a liberal, to a leftist, male or female, they go crazy. They're like, oh my god, you cannot say male or female because that's not inclusive enough. You have to say person because, you know, male or female is not inclusive enough for their preferences, right? Traditional, biological, basically provable in science that yes, there's males and females, but anyway. Being a person of color and a woman in the industry, I feel it's important to represent my heritage and make my voice heard. So again, activists, as you can see here, right? She was literally an activist, she was pushing agendas, and Square Enix paid the price. Let's continue. We have more stuff. Global brand manager as well, who is a star mentor for advocacy group Limit Break, which was that group which tried to replace cis men with queer people in gaming because of representation, not because of skill, has been laid off as well. Final Fantasy 16 and Expedition 33 voice actor Ben Starr is also a star mentor for this group, as you can see here. So this person as well has been laid off. That's right. Anne Lu has been laid off from the studio, man. This is crazy. There we go. On the eve of my 5-year anniversary at Square Enix, I'm sad to announce I've left the external studio team. I've met a lot of exceptional people, XYZ. But yeah, crazy stuff, crazy stuff. We have lots of stuff here, guys. This is crazy. Let's go back. Let's go back to this, because I'm not sure there's even more. Let's go here. Yes, we have more. We have more, my friends. This is crazy. This is just in the last couple of hours, okay? Global marketing lead and senior marketing manager appears to have been affected by the layoffs as well. Global marketing lead, right? And senior marketing. These people are the ones in charge of course, promoting the games, using promotional material to appeal to the public. Well, guess what? Their job was pretty shitty because they were laid off. She's a member of Women in Gaming, again, a activist group. Sandra Chow, Global Campaign Lead and Senior Marketing Manager at Square Enix, says her role is at risk and has most likely been affected by the layoffs. She is a current ambassador for Women in Games, a company fighting for fair, equal, and safe gaming environments for girls and women. Now, I have no problem with, of course, with these organizations. That's absolutely fine. The issue is that many of these organizations start bleeding into the industry, and they basically push or lobby to replace talented individuals. Sometimes quite a lot of them are white males, because of representation. And that's the problem. When you have to replace someone, or when you want to replace someone with someone who is more skilled, that's absolutely fine. That's, 100% justified. I respect that, because that's the way the world works. If you have someone with more skill, someone who knows how to do their job better, of course you want to have that person working for you. But if you replace people because of their skin color, orientation, because of their sexuality, right? Which we have seen it has happened in companies. We have seen it many times. That's a problem. That's a problem. When that happens, that's not fairness anymore. That's obviously bias towards an activist group, towards an agenda, towards a political movement. And if you allow in a company to have that happening to your company, sooner or later, it will what? Crumble. It will crumble. And that's exactly what has happened. Life is Strange, Outriders, and Just Cause staff seems to be affected at the UK office. It seems most of the layoffs at the UK office are linked to Life is Strange, Outriders, and Just Cause. I question if this is the end of Life is Strange franchise. 16-year design director William Beecham and 7-year Life is Strange TikTok lead Lucy Hale have been laid off. As you can see here, these people have been laid off effectively, which is crazy, looking for work. So once more, this is crazy. Final Fantasy XIV, Downtrail project manager and marketing no longer works at Square Enix as well. Final Fantasy project manager Mizuho Kondo is no longer working at Square Enix after 14 years with the company. She was a key communicator in marketing, community PR, and Japanese interpretation for the Final Fantasy XIV projects, who answered to Western leadership John Heineke. That's the problem. You see the problem? I see the problem, right? Is the problem. Look at this, right? So, activists again. We have, guys, a huge issue here. Japanese translator and interpreter for the Western branch has been laid off as well. Hinako Akiyama, a Japanese English interpreter and translator for the Square Enix Western branch, has been laid off. She was responsible for translating and interpreting internal and external communication between the two branches, along with interviews for the media. So this person, again, has been removed. Los Angeles, apparently, right? I'm not sure, obviously. All right. Interpreter. In other words, one of the people who kept convincing the Japan side that all this progressive crap is what's popular in the West, rather than being forced into the mainstream despite being widely hated by the general public. Good riddance, right? This person says here. And that's a problem. Like these interpreters would basically try to convince the Japanese bosses that this progressive, the wokeness we see in the West is what is the current rave. Like you have to do this stuff because it's inclusive. You have to push for this inclusivity because, you know, it helps the company. But that's not the case. That's the problem. This is not the case. It's the complete opposite. People hate this stuff because it basically bleeds into the game and it becomes a political message. Senior Quality Assurance Manager Linda was recently laid off who worked at Square Enix for 10 years and was involved in Life is Strange and Marvel games. Again, this person was basically sacked as well. 2 layoffs on the UK office again. Global PR Manager, easy. I mean, look at her icons. Need I say more? Basically, right? Activists, again, activists, right? Senior Director of Marketing and former Activision marketer Eric Folliot, who was at SE for 7 years, had been affected by the Square Enix layoffs. Again, like you see these people and you see like what they put in their like profiles. And when you see this, what's the first thing you think about? Well, you think about there's a problem because these activists tend to put their own ideals into your games, and that never bodes well. You should be 100% neutral. You should keep your politics and your ideals and your personal agendas outside. And when you work for the company, do what the company wants, not what you want to do to push your message, which is exactly what has happened here. Again, 2 PR directors also been laid off. This is crazy, guys. Former Blizzard and Senior Director of PR and at SE, Ryan Arbogast, who was with SE for 14 years. Emily Shoji as well, Director of Public Relations. This is insane, man. 13 years. And Ryan Arbogast, 13 years, Senior Director, as you can see here. He was started as a Senior Public Manager, Director of Public Relations, and now, Public Relations Director, as you can see here. This person here, Emily, we have her experience as well. From 2014, PR Manager, Senior PR Manager, and then Director of Public Relations from 2022. So, crazy stuff. It's insane. Just wow, man. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. And that's it. This is the end of it, guys. Yes. Yes. This is insane. This is insanity. So, yes. That's it. This is it. There we go. Square Enix is laying off basically. Also, Square Enix's chief publishing officer also resigns amid structural layoffs. This is also happening here as well. This is crazy. Incredible. I cannot believe it. Yes, I can believe it. I can believe it. Why? Very simple. Because this is what was always going to happen. This is what always was going to happen because, again, people stopped buying games from Square Enix. And when players stop buying games, guess what happens? Sooner or later, the company starts losing money, and then they will start blaming the people who basically were responsible for delivering these games, or for using marketing, or for using, translations, interpretation, for basically screwing them over effectively, right? Because they're losing them money. So, guys, very simple, very, very obvious stuff. Like this is just like 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 1 will always be 2. Like in the woke culture, you say to someone, how much is 1 + 1? And they will tell you, well, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, right? But that's the problem. That's not the case. It will never be 3. It will never be 3. It will always be 2. Very simple. This is a simple example, but that's the problem. Progressive people, they will tell you in your face, literally, that, well, sometimes 1 + 1 could mean 3. Right? This simple, basic example is what's happening, what has happened with Square Enix for like a good part of 5 years. They were gaslit the CEOs and the bosses from Japan were gaslit. They were told that the progressiveness of the Western culture was what was the craveness, the trendy thing, will give them millions, people love it, like this is what they have to do because the West loves wokeness effectively. But that's not what has happened here. That's the thing. The West does not love wokeness. There was a group of people who got infiltrated into this. They pushed this agenda. They got money from USA, by the way, with lots of donations from the Biden administration, which has happened. Let's just be honest, that has happened. And then that led to these companies actually believing that these activists were right, when in fact it was the complete opposite. So again, game companies, you do not need ethics departments, you do not need activists, you do not need people from the West to tell you how to make your games, because Western gamers buy your games because they're different from the West. That's why they buy your games. They don't want your games to become westernized. They don't want that, because if you do that, they will stop buying your games. Again, just stick to being original, stick to making the games how you used to make them, make your games how they're supposed to be made, as in original, and then you will succeed. As simple as that. It's literally same as 1 + 1, it's gonna be 2. Guys, that's it for today's video. I shall see you later in the next one. Bye.